It's me, Greg. I'm on vacation this week. This is me surfing. And here I am scuba diving. And this is me in a local jail. Right before they strip searched me. In all honesty, I asked for it. I mean, seriously, I asked them to do it. It's true, I am actually on vacation right now. We taped this show last Friday. Now, something could happen between then and now that changes everything, which is why I pick stories for this show with no inherent news value. I'm being honest, except for this one. Today, I found out that they've stopped the Jerry Springer show. And it made me think, Jerry Springer is still on? But also, why stop his show now? Well, you might say, who needs it right now? After all, with the nation's political tension, every day is the Jerry Springer show. Full of hair pulling, chair throwing, name calling, all because we have opposing views. And the media blames, of course, the guy in the White House, who I call the Orange Gandhi, which is BS. Politics always causes friction. We just have more places to see it. 24-hour cable news, social media, Lou Dobbs's hot tub. We get it, the country is divided, but that's actually good. It's better to have two sides than one. And I wish we had more sides, actually. Plus, we just celebrated our 242nd birthday. We've been through way worse than this. And by the way, we look pretty awesome for our age. Take a look at this map. We haven't gained a pound in 60 years. Idaho has abs. But there's always room for improvement. The good news is most of America isn't what's on TV. The shouting on camera is what attracts the camera in the first place. So that's why you see more of it. However, it may not be a bad idea to lighten up a little, which is why I'm still calling for a Keep the Peace movement. To start, we got to admit that everyone who annoys you thinks that they're right. But so do you, and that annoys them. So the solution is that we should admit that we see things through different filters. Like this week, a neighbor posted something about Trump. I didn't agree with it, and I replied. The next thing you know, things got really, really personal. Now, I'm not proud of what I did on his porch. It wasn't supposed to be that messy. I do eat a lot of fiber. And now I'm worried he might have a surveillance camera. But worse, I'll bet I didn't convince him and he didn't convince me. And that's fine. We're both good people who see things differently. But if birds and cats can get along, why can't we? We cut off that tape before the ugliness. But that's why I'm for a peace movement, a conservative peace movement, like hippies that smell good. The next time you're in a debate, I ask you, stay polite, compromise, and forgive when a line is crossed. You may not get anything in return. Still, all you can do is take the high ground and see if they follow. If that doesn't work, date one of their relatives. It drives them nuts. Look at that. Whoa. Let's welcome tonight's guests. Aside from Betty Crocker, he's my favorite baker. Former CIA operative, diligence president, and all-around handsome dude, Mike Baker. Well, he could turn the world on with his smile and turn it off with his odor. Sorry. Fox News radio host, Tom Shillue. Her favorite food is corn on the macabre. That is a great intro. National Review reporter Katherine Timpf. And he jumps rope with a telephone line. Former WWE superstar and my massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right. right, Mike, good to see you. Is there any hope for the United States to actually become united?
No. By the way, I like the way, this is the international symbol for jumping rope, right, Tyrus? Yeah, I like that. That was very good.
Try to answer the question, Mike,
picked up on
or
it.
you won't be back.
I wasn't even listening to the question. You know what? But I think you've got an absolutely perfect point here. Nobody lives in the center anymore. Nobody is living in the middle ground. It's like trench warfare, where both sides are over here on opposite sides throwing hand grenades at each other, and we've lost the ability to have a civil discourse really about just about anything. You as soon as you start talking, somehow it veers off course. And I've got family that sits on both sides of the spectrum, right and left, and on the left it's pretty hardcore left. And I just want to have dinner, right? You just want to get together and enjoy family and everything, and you can't do it. It's very, very difficult. We're not approaching Civil War status. I don't think that's ever going to happen. And by the way, if it did, the left would get its ass kicked. But I think we do need to step back, take a breath, and do exactly what you say. Next time you're in a conversation, just realize, okay, look, we've seen a lot worse times, and it's not the death of the republic every time the administration takes an action.
You know, Tom, is it too much to expect the left to meet the right, like halfway? Not even halfway. I'd be happy if 10%. Because they're angry, they're out of power. Would they actually respond?
Which you want 10%? Or are you going to give 10? Or are you going to give 90?
I'm going to give 90.
Oh, that's too much. I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. I mean, people yell at each other in the media.
That's true.
On TV, we yell at each other. We're always yelling at each other.
Yes.
But and Twitter and everything else. But in normal life, we're kind of nice to each other most of the time. You know, unless they kick you out of a restaurant every once in a while.
Yes.
But I don't mind. I mean, I think maybe the civility thing. I don't like civility. You know. It's like at the debates, they're always like, it's like fake. The civility is fake.
That is true.
No one wants to be nice. They're like, they ask you a question at a debate, and they're like, well, first I'd like to pause and thank everyone for being here. It's like, shut up and answer the question.
Yes.
I want to be a little more rude.
Shut up, Tom.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, Kat, Tom brought up social media. I have a theory, and I'm not sure. It's like, does it contribute to hostilities, or is it a release valve? So the hostilities are less likely to be on the street and more likely in the broadband, where nobody really gets hurt? Is that correct? Or are you just like staring at me blankly, waiting for me to shut up?
I mean, I think that people can get hurt on social media. I think that sometimes people can be really, really mean and really, really nasty. And whenever you look at their bios, it's always like, loving grandfather, and you're like, whoa, why are you like this? Where does this come from? Is it better that he's not yelling at his grandkids? I guess probably.
Yes.
I want everyone to be nice to their grandkids, so I'll be fine being called an idiot bimbo by a grandpa.
Yes.
You know, I can take it. But yeah, I think social media, though, it shows you how really ugly some people are on the inside, and I think it's actually kind of terrifying.
Tyrus, what?
No, you said my name.
I know.
Okay.
That's how I try to get you interested in this show. Should we all take the high road in political debates instead of trying to scare
Like
people?
deja vu. I feel like you asked me this question a week ago. Yeah, I take the high road because I'm tall. Listen, I tote the middle. I walk casually. I'm not much of a yeller. So when people scream and stuff, I'm usually more of a what? I'm a facial guy, so the social media doesn't do much for me. But I do agree that social media is good for some people to say what they would never say in person in real life, because the ramifications and repercussions for some of their tough talk or their negative talk, the worst thing that happens to them is they get blocked.
Right.
You walk up to me on the street and say some of the things to me, you get your ass kicked. And then you got to heal, and you got to, get new teeth, probably. In some cases, learn to walk again.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's less, people are a lot tougher without the consequences. But what works for me, because I get a lot of questions asked, I tend to answer them in ways that ends the conversation. Hey, Tyrus, how you doing? Maintaining. Keep moving. What's going on? Room temperature. Just throw something at them. Like, hey, what's up? Furnace. And by the time they figure out what you said, you're gone.
Yeah.
But I do think that there's a potentially dangerous numbing effect, right, from the social media. And much like kids playing shooter games nonstop, right, and the ability for that to stunt sort of the development of empathy in those kids, I think the social media can do the same thing. And we don't know, because it hasn't been here long enough, what the long-term impact can be. But I worry that it's removed the ability for us to have a reasoned conversation, at least in the current moment.
Well, I'd like to ask my dad to stop yelling at Kat Timpf online. He would do that. That would help. Stop calling her names.
Thanks, Tom.
Okay. No, but it is true that, like, you're missing the like, in order to have a conversation, you have to have some kind of facial recognition to see the eyes and know if somebody's kidding. Like 90% of all the problems on the social media are because nobody knows when you're kidding, you know, or like I get huge fights on texts from just people because they read it wrong. I mean, I do say in jest. They bleep that stuff. Gonna make them work late
You know
tonight.
what? That's a big problem in relationships.
Yes.
Because we think facts and they write emotion. Like, what time are you going to be home? And when I read it, what time are you going to be home? Like, what's you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, it's like,
Oh, you were on the set for 12 hours? Well, she's like, you were on the set for 12 hours. Everything okay? Why you always and then when she calls, I'm like, what?
Yes.
I'm not doing nothing. I'm trying to work. Why are you yelling at me? You yelled at me first when you text me. But, or when you ever notice now when someone texts you, like, I heard what you said. No, you didn't. You read what I said. Like, we've become weird.
I know. It's got to change. Any chance for a conservative peace movement? We had the
I think that's great.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah. I think it can happen. I mean, the Tea Party was a peaceful movement, but it wasn't about peace. It was about economics. But I think it's possible.
But what's the thing going to be? Like the peace movement of the 60s had tie-dye T-shirts and things. What's the conservative look?
Tie-dye khakis.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, who would you trust to babysit your kids? The 13-year-old next door or this robot? We know one of them won't be drinking your beer. Would you hand over your tot to a robot? It's called the iPal. It's a robot designed to entertain young children and be a babysitter, too. It made its debut in China, and its designers say it offers education and company for lonely children and peace of mind for adults. It's programmed to give homework lessons and tell jokes, and parents can remotely talk to and monitor children through the robot. Said a spokesperson, quote, when a child sees it, he or she will think of the robot as a friend, as another child in the family, and then kill it out of jealousy. I added that part. Anyway, for more, we asked my robot neighbor, Jerry, what he thinks of all of this. Same thing Jerry says every day. Honestly, I don't even know why he's my neighbor anymore. Shillue, is it dangerous having them bond with a non-sentient device?
Absolutely. I don't like the bonding part. It's too cuddly.
Yeah? Oh, really?
It seems nice and friendly. The kid was hugging it.
Yeah.
It's a babysitter. It has to be way meaner than the parents. It should be the Terminator. It's like, you know, when you have a substitute, the kids take advantage of the substitute, so the substitute has to be way meaner. You know, like if I'm the regular teacher, your substitute has to be Baker, right?
That's true, that's true.
Scary and intimidating. So the robot can't be cute and cuddly. He has to be scary and meaner so that the kids do what they're told.
Kat, would your life have been better if, as a child, you had an iPal?
Yes. I think that this is a great idea, actually.
Really?
I think that the robot is fully capable of making sure the child does not die.
That's good.
Which, as I understand it, is the #1 thing parents look for in a babysitter.
That is true.
And also, if they get emotionally connected to the robot, so what? I was very emotionally connected to my Furby as a child.
And that's a robot.
And I feel like I turned out okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Furby, not so well, though.
Yeah.
Tyrus, can you see these things in America?
Not with my kids.
No?
First thing they'd do is take the robot swimming. I would come home to a explosion in the bathtub and them going, he did it, she did it. I have big concerns with seeing like my kids grow up. The hardest thing for me is they're so involved, like they're very individualistic. They're very into their iPads and their video games, and when they play with other kids, sometimes it's like, you do this, here's a ball, both of you go get, and they'll both look at it and be like, do we download this? Like, I'm not sure. The personal, the molding, the growing and stuff, I just don't. I have my concerns with that.
Really? I don't, because I don't have children. And I like robots a lot, Mike. Robots are not affected by emotion, and that makes them better at everything, because every mistake humans make is from emotion. That wasn't a question.
Yeah, that was a statement.
I realize that. Robot sitters will not sneak a robot boyfriend into your house. Every babysitter did that when I was a kid.
Really?
Yes, including Sven.
Before I forget, I bought my daughter a Furby when she was young. Scared the crap out of her.
Really?
The thing was, it was not a good toy. It was not a good toy. Although I kept it because now it's fun to scare my kids now, the younger ones.
Why don't you answer the question?
I'm trying to. You know what? Okay. Here's what I think. Better a robot than a clown. But I agree with Tyrus that this thing's not going to throw a ball with the kids. It's not going to kick a ball with the kids. And the other thing is, actually, from a financial point of view, it's not bad. I'm conflicted on this because financially this could be good. I did a back of the envelope thing. These started around $2,500.
Yeah.
For my 3 boys, for Scooter and Sluggo and Muggsy, I pay about $60 for 4 hours for a babysitter when my wife and I go out day drinking.
Yeah.
And so I figure $60 a pop. That's about 40 times, and then that thing's paying for itself.
It is paying for itself. You're pretty cheap. $60 for 4 hours?
$15 an hour.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you're in Idaho.
Yeah, we are. We just give the kids some guns and chainsaws and tell them, get out back. The babysitter's there in case something happens. But I think it's a problem. We go back to that same thing, which was numbing from social media, numbing from lack of personal contact, numbing from human development. This could be another problem.
Yeah.
Why is personal contact good?
Yeah. Well, okay, for you, it might not be.
Why is it seen as being objectively good?
Yeah.
We're social beings, so we
Are
need to
we,
socialize.
though?
Yeah, we are.
Exactly, Tyrus.
Yeah. I just don't want to be 60 years old in my chair hearing, my best friend was a robot, Dad.
That'll be
a robot. I had no friends. No, you never held me. I plugged the damn thing at night so we could play with you in the morning. I downloaded all your favorite games on there. I tried.
That's a good point. If you can make that Minecraft play on its little chesty visual thing, maybe it would be a good
The other thing, too, about a robot sitter, you don't have to worry about them going through your medicine cabinet and stealing your prescriptions. I've been watching you. I know you're doing that. All right. Before we go to break, an update on a story we've been following. Recently, the world went nuts watching video of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Video that appeared to show his eyebrow falling off at a press conference. And that was it. And we never saw it again, leaving us to wonder, where did the eyebrow go? What was his journey? Well, now we have the exclusive details. Here's our latest installment of Where Are They Now?
It's Justin Trudeau's eyebrow that has gone missing. Look at his left eyebrow fall down in the middle of his speech. If you could see it right there. What's it doing?
That was in June. It was a story gone viral. Once anonymous, sitting on a leader's face, now instantly famous, lusted, desired by everyone. Justin Trudeau's left eyebrow. Unprepared for his overnight fame, yet excited by the limelight, he embraced the attention, as well as the excess. Parties, women, more parties. He cavorted with only A-listers. Mustaches that ignored him before now took him under their hairy wing. Steve Harvey, Tom Selleck, and John Stossel. Life couldn't be better for Justin Trudeau's left eyebrow. Until it got to be too much. Justin Trudeau's left eyebrow began to wilt under the heat and pressure of the spotlight. He turned to drugs and just for men hair color. His mood grew dark. He lost his famous friends. Tom Selleck's mustache would no longer return his calls. Justin Trudeau's left eyebrow started hanging with the wrong crowd. Chuck Todd's goatee, Rand Paul's wet, soggy mop, and all of Gabe Kaplan from Welcome Back, Kotter. Then, after a wild night with David Letterman's beard, it became undeniable. Justin Trudeau's left eyebrow had hit rock bottom. Flat broke, he began renting himself out as a mustache for fake IDs, until one fateful day, when an old friend reached out. That friend, none other than John Bolton's mustache. Today, Justin Trudeau's left eyebrow runs a bed and breakfast with John Bolton's mustache, and says he's finally living his best life. This has been Where Are They Now?
Yes! So good, so good. Love that. Still to come, should we rethink where we choose to drink? Millennials prefer not to leave their couch. I say more room for me to throw up in public. Hi, we're back. Well, you're back. I'm currently at a luau. I'm tall in Hawaii. Which brings me to this question. Do millennials stink because they won't go out to drink? A new survey shows 3 in 10 people between the ages of 24 to 31, it's a lot of numbers, prefer to drink at home because they say, and this is straight from the survey, it takes too much effort to go out. I'd like to say something to those 3 people who stay at home on their couch drinking. Thank you for watching my show. You're so much better than those other 7 out at the bar. They suck. Overall, more than half of American consumers prefer drinking at home. Reasons range from it being more relaxing to cheaper to personal, whatever that means. The good news is, if more are drinking at home, that probably means fewer drunks on the road and fewer drunks passed out at the bar, like this sad sack.
Oh, there he goes again. He goes, what's wrong with this picture?
That guy's cut off. All right, Kat, I believe you are a millennial. I'm not sure. Why is it too much effort to go out?
Well, yeah, it's too much effort, and it's also just not as fun. They won't change the sports games from the TVs at the bar to forensic files, even if you say please.
Yes.
You have to drink around a bunch of strangers, and sometimes they try to talk to you.
Oh, terrible.
Even if you give them that your face makes you want to throw up look, they still keep talking to you. I don't want to be around a bunch of drunk strangers. I want to be around a bunch of drunk people who I love.
Oh. Or just your cat.
Yeah, well, you know what? I do have a cat, Greg.
That's true.
It's not a punchline. It's a beautiful thing.
Tyrus, I actually do not. I'm not a big fan of bar drinking at night, though I like to drink at a bar in the daytime because nobody's ever there.
You're a day drinker?
I can be, but you know what I do? I bring work with me. So
really, tell us about that. What does that work like? What are you working on?
I actually wrote this entire book at a bar.
Wow, interesting.
Yes, I did. And I sat there with my little laptop. Always work when you're drinking, and you always feel like you're not a drunk.
No, it's just during the day. What hours would that start? Say 6 a.m. to 6 p.m.?
No, I would probably go from like 1 to 5, or when I got really blurry.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Kat, let me ask you a question now. He's a drunk, isn't he?
Hey, do you have an opinion?
I was interviewing you, Greg. You know what? I partied in college.
Yeah.
And when I was done, was it. I mean, when I go to a bar, people ask me for jobs. They ask me where the bathroom is. I get tons of jokes about, what's it up like there? How many drinks take you to get drunk? It's just a long night for me, so I stay at home. I enjoy being at home.
I like being at home, Mike, because I don't like bad drinkers. Yeah. And at bars, there are a lot of bad drinkers who
inexperienced.
Yeah, inexperienced. Yeah. And drinking is a gift that you shouldn't abuse.
Yeah. First of all, shout out to Jim's Alibi and Symposium in Boise, 2 of the great drinking bars. I think part of the problem with millennials is they don't know the joy of a good dive bar. And the
I
other thing
disagree,
is,
but go ahead.
Well, and then the other thing is, I think I read the story, and I probably misread it, but I read it almost as if the millennials were doing that thing that they seem to like to do, which is to claim ownership or invention of something that's been going on for generations. My parents were born in the 20s. They and their generation invented drinking at home.
That is so true.
Yeah, tiki bars.
Yes, we had a tiki bar at my house. My dad and my mom were born in the 20s.
Yes.
They had a tiki bar in the backyard.
Right.
They called it a lanai.
Yeah, and that's when they came out with the Tom Collins and whiskey sour mixes, and that was very exotic to have mixes at home. And I remember sitting there watching my parents drinking at home and thinking, one day that'll be me.
Did you ever wonder? Did you ever wonder why they started acting funny? Why are mommy and daddy acting funny?
They usually sent us to bed before that happened.
It's like why? It's just like because you didn't understand that that over time they start acting differently. You're like, why are they acting differently? Tom, what are your thoughts on this?
Young people, they should get out. You got to get out more. You know where I like to drink? Sears.
Yeah.
It's great. Great place to drink. You can, all different departments. Don't go to the craftsman section. But, yeah, I like to get out there, take a flask with me. It's always nice. I need a place since Toys R Us closed, Greg.
Dear God, Tom Shillue with a flask. You got to buy that toy kit? Oh, man.
Although he's got a valid point, the joy of a flask.
Yeah, you know, a flask, and it's hard. You can't carry flasks around anymore because they're always being frisked. You used to be able to take them to concerts and
Or on
they take
airplanes.
them.
You can put them on airplanes.
Oh,
Breast
really?
pocket, Greg. Breast pocket.
Wait a minute. You can't take a flask. It has to be empty.
No, what I'm saying is you used to be able to.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just like with handguns.
Not that I've never been held up with a flask at an airport, but one would think with liquid, you know, can't get that through.
The other good thing
man.
about drinking at home is that it forces you to make your home less depressing. Like you build it, come with a little bar, little area to drink. It's kind of nice.
It depends on the person, Greg.
Yeah.
You might drink because your home is depressing.
That's true.
Yeah, I
You might white rushing it up while watching Law and Order. Why everyone goes, why are you acting like that? Just leave me alone.
I sit
she
around
actually
drinking
saying that, or is
wine
she
out of
texting
mugs, so
Saying
that's
it.
kind of depressing.
Well, drinking wine out of mugs, why is that a problem?
I don't think it's a problem.
It holds things.
It's the whole things that just as good as any other glass.
A wine glass
And
is
they
a
have
total
a handle.
scam.
They have
Yes.
a handle. It makes it easier for me to gesture around when I'm talking to my
Gesture.
cat.
Like this? Like this?
You know, like that when you talk.
There is no wine tastes the same whether it's in a mug or a wine glass. You don't need a wine glass.
I disagree.
I disagree, Greg.
Should we do a whole nother segment on this?
We should.
I don't
I'm
like
not
when you
gonna
go to
do
a
that.
party and they have wine and you have to drink out of the red cups. I'm going home.
Oh, racist. Coming up. Where the hell did bees go at night? That's just one question we won't be tackling in the next segment. We'll answer audience questions instead. Stick around. Now, if I haven't told you, I'm on vacation, so I figured this is as good of a time as any to answer some questions. Some are from viewers, some are just questions that randomly popped into my head. First potluck question. If you could have any other job, what would it be? Baker.
Fireman.
Fireman? Why?
I had the good fortune of going down to Florida to a fire academy and going down there and running through their program, and it's amazing what they do. Plus, I think
fight fires.
every day you wake up, though, and you realize what you're doing is potentially saving lives every day, and think how energizing that must be.
And their trucks are so shiny.
Well,
They really
there
are.
is that. By that, you mean they have shiny trucks.
They have shiny trucks. Tom, same question.
Wouldn't mind doing a little cobbling, Greg.
Cobbling?
Always wanted to be a cobbler. Let me see those shoes. Look at that. Oh, this is
You know, it's a forgotten art. It's a forgotten. You were in your village. If you were a cobbler, you got all the ladies.
absolutely.
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Maybe a blacksmith too. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, blacksmith.
Oh, what?
I like the art of smithery. Yes,
Smithy.
a smithy.
Okay.
That's how you got the last name Smithy.
Yeah.
If you were a blacksmith, they called you Smithy.
Yeah.
That's so true. Cat?
Sea lion trainer.
Oh, why that?
Are you kidding me? You get to hang out with sea lions all day,
Yeah.
and then you tell them to do something, and they do it, and you give them a fish. What's nothing better?
And that's nothing
Have
better.
you smelt sea lions when they get together?
Yeah,
not
but you know,
Fishing.
don't
Yeah.
crush my dreams.
A lot of
Oh,
fun.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They don't even look like lions. Tyrus?
Your boss.
Oh! Just egging him on. I would like to be my own personal masseuse.
Yeah.
I think that'd be great. To be able to massage yourself.
You know, that is
Because
possible.
you know, it's like
Greg.
you're always, whenever you get a massage, it's never that good. You're going, oh, do more around the neck, or why can't you do? You just missed the best part. But if you're your own personal masseuse, you're always like in tune.
Yeah.
Maybe
I'm
I
letting so many
have a
jokes go
problem.
here.
All right, here's our next
See,
question.
that would be a write-up right
Yes.
there.
If you were a high school teacher, what subject would you teach? I'm interested. What do you think, Tom? What would you teach?
I think I'd go gym teacher.
Really? Why?
Yeah, you know, just get all those kids back. My gym teachers are always torturing me,
Yeah.
and you know, take out my aggression on the youth.
Yeah, you'd make him climb the rope, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'd make them climb the rope all the way to the top. No crash pad down below.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Mandatory dodgeball as they leave with baseballs. Dodgeball with baseballs. Dodge base, as we used to call it. Tyrus, I have a feeling you'd be a great teacher. What would be the...
I was a teacher. I teach history, so I'll stick with that. That's easy. You
Yeah?
don't have to prep much. All the answers are in the book. Whenever a kid failed a test, he's like, but,
You could show.
bruh, answers in the book. All you have to do is read. How you think I know this stuff?
I was always trying to steal the answer key. Everybody wanted to get the answer key, Kat. That was the whole point. The answer key. What about you? What would you teach?
I couldn't do it.
No? You'd be terrible?
High school kids terrify me.
What about grade school kids?
Yeah, grade school.
Even scarier.
Yeah. What about preschool kids?
Scary too.
All right, so how about pets? You want to teach pets things?
I will teach sea lions.
I would do an introduction to Greg Gutfeld, and the curriculum would be my latest book, The Gutfeld Monologue. Required reading and available now on Amazon, Simon & Schuster, or other important places.
You know, there was space on there to get a few more pictures of yourself.
That's true. Believe me, I wanted more. We have time for one more question. Here's our next one. Who is going to be the next president? Ooh, Kat.
I think Trump's going to win again.
But after Trump?
Me.
Okay. Tyrus? Oh. So is that Timpf 2024?
Yeah, they're all going to vote for me.
Yeah,
so.
of course they are. Tyrus?
What are you talking about? Trump's president for life, yo, didn't you?
Do you think it's going to have a vote where he gets rid of the second term limits?
Right after I become press secretary, yep. I can't wait to come out and say, forever.
Tom?
I think it's the door to celebrity has opened up, but it's not going to be like Oprah or anybody. You think it's going to be like, who was that guy on Friends, Joey? I think he's going to be it.
Really?
Yeah.
Matt LeBlanc?
Matt LeBlanc.
Love Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Love him.
I love him too, especially since his hair went gray. Mike, what about you?
You know what? I'm going with Kat on this. I think Trump will win next time. I think the Dems are going to eat their own. There's going to have it's going to look like the Republican primary from last time around. They're going to have 16 or 18 candidates. I think they're all going to destroy each other. So after Trump, then I suspect it probably could be my wife. She's the smartest, most eligible person I know. Yeah.
Somebody got in a fight. Somebody got in a fight.
Thank you.
He's just trying to sell that up. But the idea of the contrast between one and many is why Trump won. They do these studies with products. Like if you want to sell a soft pillow, you don't compare it to a firm pillow. You compare it to 5 firm pillows, and then everybody likes the contrast. If you had 17 candidates, that's why Trump won, because everybody looked the same. It's going to happen with Democrats. They're going to get 15, and then that one person that stands out, that's different. Could be a professional athlete, could be a comedian, could be an actor.
How about the guy who sawed his boat in half in the commercial?
Yes.
Yeah.
He read my mind. God, he's insane. Still to come, our favorite fake commercials and the return of Press Secretary Tyrus. That's next. And now a time to take a look back at the Baroque period in Europe. Just kidding. Oy vey. We're taking a look at our favorite videos from 2018 so far. Mine is none other than the Bret Baier.
Sometimes I need the hard news of the day, but other times I just want to cuddle. Why can't I have both?
Well, now you can with the new Bret Baier. He's fair and balanced and unafraid to snuggle. Just squeeze his tummy and get informed.
The 41st president wants to go to Maine this summer.
Bret Baier is there when you start your day.
French President Emmanuel Macron and his wife arrived yesterday, attended a dinner at Mount Vernon.
And with his signature striped tie, pocket square, and flag pin, Bret Baier fits in with even the most sophisticated crowds.
Jeff Sessions will not recuse himself from the investigation into the president's personal attorney, Michael Cohen.
And he's there at the end of your day, too.
When I get home at night, I just want something to hold that brings me comfort, but I also want the news.
At this hour, voters are still casting ballots in Arizona's special election.
Thanks, Bret Baier.
And don't forget, Bret Baier can help you nail a job interview.
I don't know if you're a match for this company.
Rough day on Wall Street. The S&P 500 lost 36. The Nasdaq finished down 121.
How about now?
You're hired.
So get your Bret Baier today.
I'm Bret Baier in Washington, and I'll see you later.
All right. Tyrus, what do you got?
Actually, Greg, my favorite is one no one has even seen yet. As you know, I sometimes fill in at the White House press secretary, and I did it again this week. Take a look. It's good to be back. If any of you have questions for Greg, make it fast. I got a birthday party to be at in 30 minutes.
Can you tell us how the invitees were selected?
Yeah. It's a private party that Greg's hosting for his pet ferret, Claude. He said if I don't attend, Fusion GPS will release a dossier on me. He invited the president too, but I'm pretty sure he's busy.
Is he sending a gift? Is there anything you can tell us about that?
I mean, what can you possibly buy a ferret for its birthday besides maybe a dead rabbit?
Does he absolutely rule out doing that?
Bruh, I don't know. I highly doubt anyone even shows up.
What happens then, sir?
You know, a lot of questions, sir. Greg probably won't be too happy. He rented an entire Chuck E. Cheese for this party. Honestly, I'm amazed that they agreed to work with him again. The manager was really concerned after what happened last year.
What is he basing that concern on?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Claude climbing on tables and eating other people's pizza, or Greg refusing to leave the kids' ball pit because we're all the same size, officer. It shouldn't matter.
He knows what was done, and he is saying that these allegations are baseless.
Baseless. He's just trying to save face. Truth is, after a few Shasta root beers, dude gets wild.
How are we supposed to know what to believe? How can we believe what you're saying from the podium?
What are you talking to like that? I'm just telling you like it is. Now, if y'all excuse me, I have to give Claude his birthday present.
Nicely done. Tom, what's your favorite?
Oh, Greg, I love them all so much. It's like asking me, what's your favorite Sears to drink in? But I would say my favorite is the drug that I actually take, Holidex.
Oh, let me see.
Unemployment has hit 3.9%. That's good news for the American worker. Coalition forces are set to deliver a fatal blow to ISIS. This is not good.
You should talk to your doctor. You may be suffering from WBS.
What's that?
WBS stands for wet blanket syndrome. When anything good happens, you see it as bad news. News anchors get it all the time.
3 Americans held hostage in North Korea are on their way home right now.
Am I going to die, Doc?
There's no cure for WBS, but thanks to Holidex, you can live with it.
Holidex tricks your brain into thinking every day is the day before a 3-day weekend, making it virtually impossible for you to be nothing but happy all the time.
Unemployment is at its lowest in 17 years, and President Trump deserves the credit.
And we're clear.
That week went fast. Time for 3 days of fun in the sun. Here comes the beach.
Dude, it's only Wednesday.
Almost had me, Kevin. You're a laugh riot. Thanks, Holidex.
Dude, what the is that guy on?
So get Holidex today. Your coworkers won't get it, but we do.
I think this one's better, Tom.
It's actually a very serious situation.
Hit him, fellas.
This president is authoritarian. He doesn't have any reason to fight, and I can't even believe me as our president.
You've just been hit by the Delusion stripper. Feel any different now?
No! He has been president for over a year.
How about now?
So cold!
I just like seeing you get hit by water, Tom. That's the only reason why we did that. All right, Kat. What about you, Kat?
I really like the one where we had a scorpion as a comfort animal.
Oh, yeah. That was nice.
It could happen to anyone. You have no physical or emotional problems and no medically diagnosed condition whatsoever. In fact, you're perfectly healthy. You just don't like people and you're a pain in the ass. Then you need Support Scorpion. It's the only support animal guaranteed to be permitted everywhere because no one will have the guts to tell you otherwise.
I hate crowds, especially at the airport, and flying is the worst. But with my Support Scorpion, people barely come within 10 feet of me.
That's because the key to Support Scorpion is its deadly venom. Just one sting and that talkative guy from business class will take a long nap all the way to your destination.
My wife and I had stopped going to the movies altogether. We just couldn't stand the crowd at the theaters. Now, it's like our own private screening.
I'm out.
Thanks, Support Scorpion.
And every Support Scorpion comes with an official support vest, so people know he's legit.
Hi, 2 for dinner?
I'm sorry, ma'am. You can't. Oh, excuse me. What a lovely scorpion. Right this way.
Thanks. His name's Jeremy.
So don't let silly laws prevent you from bringing your non-traditional support animal everywhere you go. Order Support Scorpion today. And if you call within the next 20 minutes, we'll throw in a free Comfort Cobra.
All right. Don't move a muscle. Final thoughts up next. We're out of time. Special thanks to Mike Baker, Tom Shillue, Kat Timpf, Tyrus,